What is up, everybody? It's Brian at Valkerion Gaming, and today we're going to be looking at Warriors Abyss. This game was shadow dropped at the Sony State of Play this Thursday, and it is a Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, Orochi roguelite. And I had no idea that this was coming. I don't think anyone did, because it was announced, we got a small trailer, and suddenly it said it was out now. This is one of those games that I don't think a lot of people will give the time of day, but I want to try to stress that this game is kind of sick and super fun. Either way, let's talk about what this game is. So, the Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors franchises have collaborated in the past with the Warriors Orochi games. These are like spin-off games where you fight monsters and the mythical gods and blah blah blah. They're typical Dynasty Warriors fare. And we haven't gotten one of those in a few years. We've gotten other spin-offs. We've gotten Warriors Orochi 4, which introduced like Greek gods and whatnot. But either way, we haven't gotten a Warriors Orochi proper in a long time. And this roguelite seems to be reusing or using a lot of those ideas and assets of the Warriors Orochi series. And that's pretty cool. So what this means is it's an everyone is here situation, like in Smash Brothers, except for Warriors. That means all of the Shu members are here, all the Dynasty Warriors members are here. I shouldn't just name the factions. All the Dynasty Warriors characters are here, all the Samurai Warriors characters are here. And they are all here with their complete move list from the last Warriors Orochi game that came out, which is 4, I believe. And with this means that the Samurai Warriors characters are locked into their Samurai Warriors 4 forms, and I think Dynasty Warriors are in their Dynasty Warriors 8 forms. Not that that really matters, but in this game it is a roguelite, and the coolest thing about it is all of these characters, there are over 100 of them by the way, they all have their move list from those previous games intact here. It's a different camera angle, different perspective, different variety of combat, but that basic button mashy square triangle combat that Dynasty Warriors is known for is revived here in a roguelike fashion. Like I said, this is something that no one was really expecting, and it works. It just works so well. It's a game that I thought I would play for 2 hours, put down and be like, alright, this is nothing, like whatever, but I literally woke up this morning, so you know what, I'm gonna play it a little bit, see if I like it. Man, oh man, I've been playing it all day. It's super fun, super great. So how it works is, I guess we should just jump into like the basics of the story. So the game starts with your character being dead, the poster boy of the Dynasty Warriors franchise, Xiao Yun. He dies and we're sent to hell or the afterlife, and we're charged with taking down the big bad who has been wreaking chaos in the underworld. We do this by collecting other heroes and fighting hordes of enemies and making our way to bosses. It's nothing too special, but it is a nice little premise and gives a little context for why we're here, if it's important. It's definitely not Hades level of like story and characterizations. Sadly, it is just pure surface level. 1% of the game is this. So if you're not too plussed about story, then there's nothing here for you to get overly upset about for it not being canon or whatnot like that. But what is here is a very fun, very replayable, very addicting roguelite. I played Raiden Nova earlier, not earlier this month, but last month, and I reviewed it, so you can check that out on the channel. Raiden Nova was a surprise to me because it took the shump genre and turned it into a roguelite, and I thought it was really good, but it was obviously holding back in a lot of ways. Warriors Abyss is similar to that. It is a roguelike that is a genre or game series that I wasn't expecting, but it works very well. Whereas Raiden Nova kind of ran its course with me after a few runs because it doesn't have many stages, Warriors Abyss also has that same problem. There's not many areas to go through in this, and there's not much in terms of enemy variety and whatnot either. But what is here is build variety. This is one of those games where when you start it, you're like, oh, this is fine, but I don't really see like what the hook is here. Like, I'm going through it, I'm picking like my favorite characters, I'm kind of trudging along, getting a little bit further, unlocking a few things, and then it just comes alive. The build variety in this game just works so well. I cannot stress enough how good it feels to get powerful and have your characters that you're unlocking and finding as you run through it, like having all of their little passives and sub abilities all linking together, powering each other up, complementing each other in terms of elements or attack style. It all just works together really well, and it just cascades into a beautiful, fun, super overly indulgent little roguelite that I just couldn't put down all day today. And that's why I'm talking about it now. Like, this game is super good, and it really shouldn't be. This is a game that's reusing assets from, like, the PlayStation 3 era, and it's pretty good. It's not a visual feast or anything like that. It's very simple. Like, at a glance, you could probably mistake this for a mobile game. And this game is out on everything. I played it on Steam, and it is on PlayStation, it's on Xbox, it's on Switch. It definitely looks the part of a Switch game, if anything. But it runs mostly well, and even though the visuals aren't anything to write home about, I don't think they usually are in roguelites, aside from Hades, which has just a lot of style added to it. So, this is one of those games that just, if you like roguelites, this is super fun. I am a newbie at the roguelite genre, and I'm just kind of discovering how addictive they can be and how much I enjoy them. But this is one that I don't think I was expecting to be as good as it is. And it is good because, like I said, just the build variety and how all the characters have different movesets, and some characters are easier to clear the game than others. Like, some characters, it's basically challenge mode trying to use them to go through this game. And other characters just kind of blast through stuff. And as a roguelike, you will die and you will reset and you will find abilities and upgrades and unlocks that kind of help you get a little bit further each time. Things like increasing bonds with characters increases some of their passives. You can get unique weapons that do really big effects as you find them. Like, I found Guan Yu's unique weapon, and the game just became so much easier for that run. It just, like, he just started demolishing everything, and all of the characters who had passives that complement it all just became beautiful, like chef kiss level stuff, right? But praise aside, this game is for Warriors fans first and foremost, and I think if you're not a Warriors fan, then I think it does come with like quite a few caveats. The first one is, like I said, there's not really much enemy variety. One of the cool things about the game that I enjoyed and I didn't really expect was, after you beat it, you unlock different difficulty levels, and these different difficulty levels have different enemy passives and abilities unlocked for them. So it becomes a little bit harder, with things like bosses spawning into the stages and whatnot. But it's nothing too crazy, but it's a very, very fun game, once again. And then there's the performance. The game itself performed fine, but on Steam I got quite a few crashes, and I don't know why. And I asked around on some like forums if anyone else was having crashes, and a lot of people said, yeah, it crashes, I don't know why. So hopefully they update it soon. And the third biggest caveat is, remember, things like Vampire Survivors are very cheap, things like Hades are also very cheap or on sale very often. This game is quite expensive. It's $30 US, and that's like, or like 3,000 yen Japanese money. And then there is like a deluxe edition, and then like an ultra deluxe edition that is like $80. It's just the same issue with Raiden Nova. It's way too expensive for what it's offering. But for people who get really deep into roguelites, you got something here. You got something that's probably gonna last you hundreds of hours if you're like hardcore completionist type. This is a game, once again, that has over 100 characters to play with, unlock, find their secondary weapon, unlock bonds with them, unlock their, all that good stuff, like all the passives and whatnot. So it is a good game that I was not expecting, but it is way too expensive, and that is my biggest caveat against it, and my biggest point of warning, I guess. This is one of those games that is very fun, and you will likely enjoy it if you jump in and play it. It's very fast and responsive, and it's just fun to like watch your build come together and make sense, and everything links together, and watching yourself get further and further in the game. But yeah, the price point that the price point that this is coming in with is way too expensive. I'm a little excited talking about this game because it's very good. But it's way too expensive, and I recommend this game at a discount, but I don't recommend it at full price, and I especially do not recommend the collectors or deluxe editions. All that comes with is like some one-off items and a bunch of costumes, and a lot of these costumes are once again like over a decade old. They're from old games. Do not recommend in that level. And like I said, this is also Warriors Orochi coded, so maybe we'll see the Warriors Orochi unique characters added in as well in the future, who knows. But for now, this is a very interesting and fun little shadow dropped game, and I just wanted to talk about it for a quick minute, or maybe a few minutes. I have no idea how long this rant is going to be. But anyway, I'm Brian at Valkerion Gaming, and that's going to be it for Warriors Orochi, or just my initial impressions sitting down and playing this starting at geez, almost like, I think I started at 7 a.m. and I went until quite a while. Quite a while. It's dark now. So, either way, thank you for watching this video if you watched it. Let me know if you're enjoying Warriors Abyss, and if you're curious about picking it up. And I'm sure I missed quite a few things because I didn't write a script or anything for this. I just started talking, and just my initial feelings as soon as I stopped playing for the moment. Like, sub, hit the bell for notifications for better edited reviews, maybe. And there's maybe some other interesting and unique videos coming soon. Either way, I'm Brian at Valkerion Gaming, and hope to see you again next time. Bye! I'm out for now to play more of this game. I can't put it down. It's so good.